What's up, guys? This is Heis, and we're back once again on the hardcore map, and I promised everyone that I would give them a live reaction of the completion of the bridge that they'd been working on, and then I proceeded to load in on the server directly on the bridge, so I'm just staring at the sky and running away. It looked like there were guardrails that they put up made of track, that I got like the cutest glimpse of, and I was like, I wasn't supposed to see that yet. So we're just gonna go this way. And then as the guys load in, we'll start wandering around and seeing what else we can see. As Carl...
Have we started streaming already?
We have.
Yes.
I told you that you'd probably be live by the time you came back. And why is Carl not... Carl's pimping your content, but he's not pimping my content? Isn't this...
Sucks to suck.
Isn't this my Discord?
Mickley's Discord, last I checked the title.
Well then. Now I'm going to have to go get my stream link. I'm going to have to paste it in a thing. I'm gonna have to call Carl out.
You're gonna nice. You're gonna have to jump down below the bridge because it's much prettier down below it.
I see.
This
is episode 5, right?
Yes.
Let me get my thing going.
Indeed, episode 5. And why is it using the wrong thumbnail still? I updated the thumbnail, but the YouTube link's got the wrong thumbnail. I just spent 5 minutes putting a new thumbnail together for this. This is tragic.
It's the meme. Which thumbnail is it? Is it Zeepkiss?
No, it's an actual new thumbnail with... I probably should have changed all the text to black, but anyway. Epic thumbnail fail. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Carl. Thanks, YouTube, as well. The thumbnail says it's changed on my end, and it was changed before I started streaming, but it's just doing the thing. I don't know.
Well, now I should be live too.
Excellent. Yeah, feel free to send me a thing.
I'm gonna laugh if Carl sends mine and not yours.
If Carl sends mine and not yours, we're booting Carl from the thing. Carl can die. Yeah, is it a bit late for us? Yes. Are you fucking shitting? Well, there we go. There goes the advertising revenue. Yeah, Carl posting Mickley's content and not mine.
Nice.
Ban Carl. Ban Carl. Ban Carl. Everyone say it with
we
me.
Need Carl.
Well, what's he doing? The
Carl.
content notifications for Heis's Discord without any notifications for my shit, but notifications for your crap. Come on. This is what we call Class A horse shit.
YouTube either.
YouTube doesn't like me anymore.
Didn't get the notification from YouTube.
I got a notification for how to stream on YouTube.
No, I didn't get one. I got one for yours.
Australian thing.
This
still in the
is
mail.
some stupid bullcrap. That's what it is.
It's hilarious is what it is.
Apparently, I need to stop using OBS to push my streams or whatever, because it's just not playing nice. Anyway.
I have found Streamlabs to work very well, but it is technically a ripoff of OBS.
How evil.
Ugh.
Good evening from the East Coast. It's quite late over there. It's 11 p.m. here, which we noted was not our earliest or latest start, but it's still pretty late.
So when I was streaming earlier, I was like, I made a huge deal about how I was like going to bed and stuff, and then I get this message like, "Oh, stream is still on."
By the way, hey, we're not streaming, but yes, we're streaming. But no, we're not. Yes, we are, and here we are.
This is all Heis's fault, by the way.
It is all my fault. I'm the worst.
Just wanted to put that out there.
This is
everybody?
bridge now. I'm wandering towards the big bridge now. From
big bridge.
From the alignment here, it's looking really pretty through the trees right now, but I'm excited to see it.
Big bridge, big bridge.
It does. It looks great. You guys have been hard at work in my absence.
Karma only helped a little. Clown laid the track, and I did everything else.
Beautiful. And Tristan's fun.
Tristan built a zigzag switchback and then decided it was cursed beyond all repair and deleted it. So I did do things and then undid them. There you go.
Oh, when did that get there?
Big bridge, big bridge.
Hey, why is there a shed here?
That
Big
wasn't
bridge.
there last time I looked.
Big bridge.
Everyone's here. The gang's all here, and we're about to see this thing. Oh, look at
Big
this.
bridge. Big bridge.
Are we gonna have dedicated bridge locomotives that can just go hide in the shed?
Big bridge.
I
Love
like
it.
this. The guardrails are a neat touch. That must
You're
have
welcome.
taken forever.
I mean, it's streamed. You can go watch it on my channel, but somebody doesn't watch my video.
That
Well,
does sound like a really fun stream to watch.
I mean, as much as... And you didn't delete your little viewing platform over here? For shame.
Oh no, that's a monument. That's the 9977 bridge extension.
Ah, the plinth. Look at that. That looks great.
Yeah, we could put Betsy on here. That was an option. Oops.
Oh, neat.
That was Mickley learning new things about bridges because I showed him something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you want to know what it is, you have to go watch my stream.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Right.
Way to pump the stream, Mick. Also, add one lost crewman to the count. Mickley fell off the plinth.
Oh, well, we don't have we don't have a count for that one, unfortunately.
I will. Chat will help. I'm keeping track
how many
of it in
people
my
have
heart.
fallen over?
I think it was 13 last time I was on a stream. It was
So,
mostly my crew. Oops.
Beautiful. It looks great.
You can walk on this, Heis.
Oh, on the guardrails?
Yep. Oh, that's two.
right up until you can't?
I have managed to do it before.
Oh, forces you off pretty quick. That's fun. Holds up picket sign saying that swearing on YouTube should be allowed and acceptable. It is. Particularly as long as you're not doing heavy swearing right in like the intro of the video, which is maybe we violated that a smidge this time.
The only thing they
But-
check.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a universal crossover here. Very nice.
Yes, you are welcome. I put that in. All of the track past, including the crossover, all the track past it was mine.
Nice.
That's funny saying you put that in there.
Poo poo track.
It was
What?
my one that got you to put it in there. You just wanted to put a single.
Well, yeah, I was only going to do a single, but I did put in the rest of it.
Universal crossover. It's very helpful. Yeah, no. So
Indeed.
to finish the earlier statement, I posted a question on my YouTube after somebody asked in a video about censor swears, and I was curious what people thought. And a lot of people had some really strong opinions about strong language, apparently, but most people don't care or say let it fly. So I think we'll do a little bit of that, particularly when we're live. But I don't want to be mean to parents out there. They got kids that occasionally watch this stuff, so we won't be excessive about it. Unless Brett's here. Brett swears like a sailor. But
We need a warning label on the screen.
we
Brett is
do.
in the chat.
Brett is in the chat, and the 4-letter words will be out in force. This looks great. Anyway,
Thank you.
So now we can run trains here, but we don't run trains here yet.
I was gonna say
we actually need to go to the coal mine.
we need to go to the coal mine
So-
first, which is
Speaking of,
how.
I have the track over to the refinery, good to go. It just needs to be hooked up into the yard Y. Past that, it's good to go. You can get to the refinery. We don't know, how do we want to do the refinery? I was thinking we just do a pass-through, and then deal with it later. So I have a switch at the refinery.
Are we running through the refinery to get to the coal mine? Is that the thought process?
And the oil field, yes.
Oh, okay.
There's no reason not to.
Fair enough.
All right. So how are the industries doing? I wasn't here for last full stream, so I don't know.
We
what we were
ran
running.
a fair amount of stuff last time.
So what's the running order? I mean, do we have a consist that goes out further than cordwood to smelter? Because that's the last thing I was here for.
I don't think we have anything beyond cordwood to smelter.
I have almost $3,000. 29.22.
We did the iron ore down to the smelter as well, but we haven't done anything beyond that.
I rode a hopper car down to the smelter before. That's what I was up to last time we streamed.
To answer chat, we have not hooked up either the coal mine and the oil field. Everything else is hooked up now.
Oh, is it really? I guess we got the
I
ironworks
believe
there,
so.
and of course not the freight depot, but
Well, yeah,
Coal
we're not
mine,
counting the free
oil
depot, that's not
fields.
industry.
and we're on the and we're vaguely connected to the refinery. So
Well, we're passing through the refinery. It's just track to it. I'm probably gonna work on the refinery stuff while Clown runs the coal mine.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go up and start at the coal mine.
Good man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start here hooking up this Y into the curve that I have here, and then I'll move on to the refinery and get that done.
Shut the heck up, Carl. We just started about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, it says. So we should get a hand car. Yeah, we don't have a hand car yet.
I can buy one.
Good. That's a waste of cash. So... Oh, is that... What's this over here?
That is the area I need to get to. This is the track to the refinery.
Am I following the wrong person? Oh, that's the track to the refinery. Oh, the refinery's
Yes.
up from here?
Yep, that's a 3%.
Oh, Lord. Okay. I've yet to see this, so I'm going to go wander along this for a minute.
Alright.
Still can't get the Nair gauge for it. Two's out of your mind. Neither can I. These are cool. Somebody asked if we could make it so that you'd eventually be able to spawn with limited amount of trees or no trees. That'll probably be an option when we eventually get creative mode into the game with no money and no worries about all that stuff. Set the trees how you like. Give you 060 right now? Okay, I just delayed it by 6 months. You're welcome.
Oof.
Big oof. This is a pretty line.
Thank you.
You don't understand how I get the track so smooth? I don't get the track so smooth at all. Clown is the one who gets the track so smooth, or in this case, Mickley, I think.
No, Mickley built that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
With a
Mhm.
lot of,
That was
with a lot
all
of
me.
instruction from me going, hey, you did this bit wrong, you did this bit wrong, come back and do it again.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
the bridge
There
deck
was a
transitions
decent
are
amount
good.
of that. There was a decent amount of, hey, you did that wrong.
Nice has people for that. And you just end it there.
A 482
Wow.
is a mountain type locomotive with 4 leading axles, 4 leading wheels, sorry, 8 driving wheels, and 2 trailing wheels. So it's kind of odd that that they had them in the narrow gauge, but they did. So wow, I had no idea the refinery was up this high. Okay. Guess that's what makes it hardcore, right? Somebody's asking about if it's different industries or just moved. They're just moved industries all onto the east side of the map. We need to get a marked up Miniswerg map that's got the locations the industries put in.
I'm running the porter up with steak flats.
Formula
Towards the
Gaming. I
iron
just answered it a minute ago. You must not heard. Yes, we'll eventually allow it so you can do limited or no trees on saves in a creative mode, but not for like the main mode of the game. I like our track gangway up to the refinery.
There are tools out at the moment that can remove all the trees from the map for you. The Treeinator will do that.
That is true.
The gangway?
Yeah, there's a track ladder to get up to the
Oh, yes.
groundworks. Unrelated question: how do I feel about tube amps versus solid state as a musician? I own 3.5. I co-own the amp I play in my band with. I own 3.5 tube amps and no solid state amps. So if that's not enough of an answer for you, couldn't tell you. Obviously, some of the modeling stuff's gotten really, really good these days, and you can get some really good sounds out of them. And I honestly do play with some of the modeling stuff here and there too. But if you're going for an actual, like, true to God amplifier, I prefer a tube amp.
No, the changed map location, the changed industry locations are not visible on the map.
No,
Let me grab you guys a Minisword link. It's not downloadable, but you can go look at it. I think it's actually this one.
Yes, everyone, welcome. It is a late stream right now, but I like this. I like this line to the refinery. So you think we'll just run past through and then just keep on carrying on to the coal mine and then have a branch line down to the oil field, probably, or
What?
run from the refinery to the coal mine, and then somewhere along the line branch off to the oil field there, or
So the line through the refinery off of that switch, that's going to be the pass-through. Just you turn immediately to the right.
okay, and you start climbing to the coal mine.
No, it's level. It's level to the... So the river goes uphill, and there's a lip into the valley where the oil field is. So we have to go down that lip, but it's level to the lip. And then from that lip, then we'll climb into the coal mine.
Oh, okay, so it's gonna be one railroad all the way through. We don't have a branch planned.
No.
Gotcha. Cool. Dallin9 says tubes are easy mode and solid state is hard mode. Both can sound amazing, but solid state can sound more poo-poo than tubes. That's fair, but a lot of the old tube amps they're harder to play through, in my opinion. Some of the Fender stuff no matter what you play, will sound great, but I've never felt more vulnerable as a guitar player than playing through an old Marshall JMP, where it's just raw, barely distorted, but like rich, tube sound. Any little flub you had, though, just took that away. You had to be really crisp with your playing, otherwise, it would sound like crap really quick. How many museum train cars are stolen from the real railroad or dumped at the museum because the railroad didn't want anymore? Most of them were dumped at a museum because the railroad didn't want them anymore for tax write-off purposes or otherwise. I don't know of any rail cars that were stolen, but I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of artifacts that were stolen. There's a common saying in the railroad industry where you're supposed to walk away with the railroad in your back pocket when you leave. Which is, very true of some of the retired railroaders that I know. I never did. I was a good little management boy when I worked for BNSF. So, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention to the Surface Transportation Board hearings with all the Class 1 railroads, but it just gives me the biggest smile on my face to know that the regulating bodies are finally tearing the railroads apart, which is great. So,
Having not regulated?
No, it's the railroads have done so much with the precision scheduled railroading and fired so many employees and cut back on so much equipment and manpower and everything that they've really done a crappy job of moving freight because, they've been trying to show crazy profits. And it's been at the expense of the railroaders, and they've just kept doing it, and enough people have complained that they've been holding hearings about the overall function of the railroad system right now, and the people... they're reading testimonies from the craft guys in the field, and it just took me right back to my time at the railroad, like, God, that's way too true. Oh, man. And listening to the Surface Transportation Board folks read these letters and look these big railroad execs in the face and say that, like, how they're screwing up, it's nice to know that what goes around does eventually come around.
Yeah.
Andrew Beeman says, it's time the STB finally steps in. They dug themselves into a grave, and now they blame it on everyone else for the slowdowns. Nail on the head, mate. Exactly.
Oh, I see where you
doesn't
got...
know any of what's going on.
What do you see, Tristan?
Oh, I was just looking at chat. Looks like maybe one volunteer for the salt mines. I mean the track laying crew.
Oh yeah.
always looking for more help.
How are you gonna do this? Why, Mick?
With great difficulty and 30-degree curves.
I was gonna say that's a steep connection right there. Well, we'll leave you to.
Don't have a better way to do it.
We'll leave you to mull that over. Is there a consist that needs things moved?
Oh, there's always cordwood needs moving. Always.
Always cordwood. Okay. We've got the Eureka with quite the train of hoppers over here, actually.
I'm coming down the Iron Mine Mountain with my stake flats. I'm gonna
Okay.
go pick up some lumber.
Okay, we got six hoppers that are empty behind the Eureka. I think this is what I was running last time. Did we have 6 hoppers already? Sounds about right.
Oh no. Okay, well,
Pee in a cup?
yeah, if you can get my body unpinned from the ground between the boiler. Yeah,
Oh Lord.
sure, pee in a cup.
Hang on, I want to see this.
Engineer.
We're gonna have to edit the derail count, the derail count, the derail count. Tristan's all over the ground.
The flats are rolling back up the hill because of this nonsense.
Oh my God, you hit that switch hard.
Yeah, Betsy flew in the air.
You hit that switch real hard. You were going for
was-
distance.
It was open reg downhill.
Who
Reading
could-
chat,
who
looking
could-
at my phone.
Who
you know.
could send it far enough? Now you know why PTC's a thing.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
see.
goodness.
The
1,
railroads
2,
were right all along.
1, 2, 3, 3. That's 3. 3, sir. 3 for Tristan on the derail count. Nailed it. Somebody
Neat.
said Tristan pees
Hey,
a lot.
got the
Apparently.
Music man in here.
Hey, Wings, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Howdy, howdy.
Hey. How come it's that I don't even have a name up there on that list yet?
I don't know, man. You've got to bin it harder, apparently.
You haven't been running trains, that's how.
That's right. There it is. Someone knows. The MOW crew that's actually the MOW crew.
Indeed, he's not qualified to run anything other than a shovel.
Oh, that's
Why did
harsh.
Well-
did I derail my 4 things?
I don't know.
I like running
Where's-
trains.
where's
I like
Farm
running
at
them
it? Tell me.
into things, into switches, down hills,
All of the above.
all of the above. It's it's part of the name. Running trains. Sounds good to me.
All right. You're all back on the ground here. I mean, on the rails, not the ground.
Come on back.
How do you run? So is the crew drunk or high? No, Tristan's just watching chat and not watching the rails.
By
You're
the time
telling
I
me to.
noticed, it was far too late.
Well, that is what happens. Full reg downhill. You also let the fire go out.
A little more back. Well, Farmer's not here, so got to keep the spirit alive. There you go.
Well, you know.
All right, we're pinned in there, and there. Now, once we get cumplers, I'm gonna say pin, and all the shit will come back around.
Right.
Oh, language.
No, Heist ruined it earlier.
Do we
I'm
take
fine.
volunteers to run
Still
trains?
gonna yell at you if I
On
have
the
chance.
hardcore save, we try to keep it to the core group here. We do we have I would say that we do host public nights. We hosted one public night and it was a bit of a shit show, literally.
We invited the whole neighborhood.
We did. I made mention of it a couple times, and then 150 people showed up to my Discord for 16 slots in the game, so you could see how that went. We'll do another session like that at some point, but this is curated content or something like that. How does the nickname Heistler sound to you? It's my official name on the Discord that I run with as the community manager of Railroads Online. Didn't we have 5 of these?
Huh?
What?
No, we always had 4.
Oh, we only had 4? Okay.
At least I only had 4. I don't know what these people
Are
did
we,
with it
are
last
we wanting
time.
beams or lumber?
we're going to want more lumber than beams. We've already got 12 beams at the depot. None lumber.
So 3 and 1?
Yeah.
All right.
Wings, you able to join in?
I'm helping Wings with
Perfect.
with the stuff.
Okay.
It's just we have to figure out certain things like download region that I may or may not be remembering incorrectly.
Oh,
So it's in DMs and I need to turn on streamer mode because I'm sure my viewers love that
I had
Discord notifications.
I had streamer mode on. I think we're set. I need to put the info in chat next time like a ding dong. Anyway.
Well, once we actually know we're going to be
Streamer
streaming
mode
until 5
on.
minutes before we start streaming.
No worries.
Oh, I don't have streamer mode on regardless, so
Oh, streamer mode automatically comes on when I start OBS, which is nice because I've already got like 15 DMs since I started.
Ooh, aren't
sounds
you
about
popular?
right.
You must be a
Something
big
like that.
YouTuber and community manager.
Something like that. Did I hear about the cow and rail disaster in Australia? Say it one more time and we'll mute you because that's 4 times in the past 16 seconds, I think. No, I did not hear about it. Betsy is an 040. Yes, it is. Nothing in the front, 4 driving wheels, nothing in the back.
Oh, and Tristan, via your DM, we're good. I double checked it.
Neato.
There's a movie by that name.
Ah, phenomenal. Phenomenal? I'm gonna roll with it. I've decided that's how you say it now. Okay, come on back. Oh, come on forward. Yeah, come on forward. There you go.
That'll probably line up, right? Something like that. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Ideally, it'll line
looks
up.
great.
It is the Heisler trademarked, yes. That is technically what my normal Discord handle is on the Railroads Online Discord. Somebody told me about the pun that it could be, and it was like, well, you know, we could run with that. That's not where Heist comes from. Heist comes from the bird in my profile picture, but
Bird.
3801 got stuck on a hill and another crashed into a train. That's a bad time. I have heard of the tragedy.
Time.
I've heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, but it's not a story that a Jedi's ever told me. So
It's not the story that the class ones were going to tell you.
that's also not the story that a class one would tell me. Yeah.
Also, what
Y'all are
minimum
awesome.
curve and max grade do you guys use for this map?
Oh goodness.
Don't
Whatever
ask me.
fits.
Yeah.
Never fits. Yeah, 33, which is really 66.
Well, just in honor of the Uinta, apparently.
Come on back, house.
Coming
Pick
on
up
back.
some lumber some beams.
Some beam lumber beams.
It's all lumber.
It's all wood.
Here you go, Wings. That is a current state of the map.
Okay, thank you. I'll try to keep the route if I'm gonna do the insanity that is the freight depot. I'll try to keep it to like.
Yes, I
I
don't know.
think Pharma's called dibs on the freight depot.
Oh, he did.
Well, he also didn't show up to this
His farm
stream
is not
despite
here,
being
though.
pinged, so
He's free to re-rail it later.
and we've already made one concession for the lad this stream by reducing his fire out count by 2, as he complained about. So that's what he gets for not showing up.
Oh wait, am I a scab?
No, we'll talk to the local chairman. We'll get your dues. You won't be a scab.
We'll get you a new name
A
tag.
what?
We're just put the sticker over Pharma for now.
I'm sorry. What?
A scab
you're
is
talking about.
someone that would take a union person's job when they're on strike or when they're unable to work or anything like that. So somebody who's not qualified or not supposed to be doing the work of a different union member. There are many stories throughout history about that. So do we have
I
enough?
should be worried about.
Do we have enough power to make it up the hill with Betsy and these 4 cars? Somehow I think not.
Not sure, but I'm reversing up the hill with the Eureka.
All right, yeah, you are literally getting out and pushing. So
Oh man, now would have been a good time to have that telegraph system. I gotta drop a proposal for that.
seriously, yeah, if we had the telegraph set up, it would be a lot less painful than running all the way over.
You know, you could also run Railroads Online Extended that comes with teleport functionality.
Yeah, it seems like cheating. Way to be a cheater, man.
That doesn't sound very hardcore.
Coming to the game regardless.
It
It's just
is.
a matter of I want it now or I want it later.
True fact. Will the cargo spill when you crash? Maybe. We thought about implementing that. It's a little bit challenging to implement when the trains fall off the track in stupid ways that would be really frustrating for people. Oh, I'm bogging. I am bogging. Very
I'm
slowly.
coming on back. It used to fall
You
off.
used to lose your
Yeah.
cargo.
You used to
Because
when you went to
re-
re-rail it, yeah, but that was
Yep.
more frustrating because you didn't it had already derailed and you're like, oh no, it's okay, it's fine, and then it wasn't, which generated a bunch of complaints. So anyway,
I thought it was
Rightfully so.
good feature.
yeah, no, Kume originally agreed. He said, no, I think that's great. It should be a penalty for you derailing.
Because
But
sometimes you got it back and sometimes you didn't. All depends on, and it was kind of random whether or not you got it back or not.
yeah, and that's the thing. I think
I
if
thought it
we
was
can
great.
implement a car yaw direction or yaw percentage or something that would cause it to fall out, and then implement it based on that, which is possible. We just want to make sure that it's robust and happens consistently, so it's not bullshit. Then we will. But anyway,
Maybe that could be like the use for putting a crane in game, because I like just being able to re-rail with whatever. But maybe the crane is how you reload cargo that spills out.
oh yeah, that could actually be cool. Leave the cargo dropped and then and all that. Pick it up. Let's see.
Have you seen some of those prices of locomotives on the tech tree? We're gonna need every piece of cargo we can get.
That's true. Couple $100,000. Yeah, and the L101's about the price of a K37, so imagine if we properly scaled it all the way. Yeah.
Oh, my wallet.
Denver and Rio Grande Western can't pay for the K36s all the way, decides to order a second batch. Baldwin tells them to go to hell, so the Rio Grande says, you know what, we'll make our own, and then they make their own that are more expensive than the K36s, considerably.
They said,
Screw
we'll
you
build-
guys, I'm going home.
Well, they said we'll build something that can bring hell here.
Yeah, pretty much. Is it the name of a species or that specific bird? No, it's the shortened name of the species, hyacinth macaw. And when I was in like second or third grade, I was like, oh, it could be cool. You could just call it Heis, and that is somehow stuck the whole time. And now I'm known by that by many on the YouTubes. So anyway,
So it's not so much that as it's more you're cursed.
well, something like that.
So neat thing, the Eureka cannot push 6 empty hoppers up a hill.
Well, that's not helping me push these 4 loads. I'm going about maybe a mile an hour now. It must just be.
There's got to be something wrong because we have calculated this so that they do work, and we've done it before. So
with 3 loads of lumber and 1 load of beams.
What
He's having internet
physics
stuff.
setting have you turned the game on?
It's
to? And
unrealistic.
Is it the same? Okay. Is that what you all play with?
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's
I
what it's
meant
normal
the interlopers. Okay, cool. Also, my trains are running uphill.
First.
I'm just re-railing a hopper and it's rolling uphill. So,
It's cool. I'm just about all stopped up here.
I've removed a couple hopper cars and I'm coming up.
Hello, Wise Guy Gamer. The narrow gauge ever build or propose a 4884 that I know of, other than the beautiful proposal drawn up by Wings and Strings here, I'm not aware of any that ever got made or proposed. This locomotive is called a Porter 8-ton Class B 040, and we named it Bestie just to troll everyone to see if they would notice that it's not Betsy anymore.
Actually, we trolled you with that, and it worked for like 3 episodes.
Well, you know. I'm all stopped at the shed that clips into the wall here. So
Freight depot is up behind the coal mine, right?
yes, up behind the coal mine and very high up.
Okay, I am backing up the hill now with just 3 hoppers, and we'll see if
Gotcha.
I can assist at all.
That should work. Plasmic, the physics settings changes the weight of the loads themselves. The car weights don't change, but the load weights vary from 0 to 25, 50, 75 to 100% of their real weights. So we're playing on realistic. So this is the real weight of this real train, more or less. It's not 100% right based on like densities and material sizes in some cases, but that's vaguely what we're going for.
Okay, I'm curious as to how high up this is because I still have not physically like seen it yet.
It's 800 some meters up,
That's
so it's
it's not that
higher
high.
pretty high, but
higher
not
than
too-
the coal
too
mine
bad.
by a fair bit.
Oh yeah, it's well and truly up. I think it's 80 meters.
Oh, maybe
above.
80 meters. I knew it was 8 something.
800 meters. That's a long way. That's nearly to the skybox.
I hear you.
Alright.
I'm your next reverse curve coming from the direction you're going right now. I'm just beyond that.
So send
I'm
it.
just gonna,
So yeah,
I'm just
so
gonna
keep
check
sending
that.
it. See if
Okay.
you can get more cups to pee in.
See
Could a
if
string
there's
of
something
4
going wrong with this.
Betsies pull 6 to 10 loaded hoppers? I don't, maybe 4 Betsies? 6 to 10 loads? I mean, it depends on the grade, but...
Yeah, so for this line, we're only taking what oil barrels,
Wow.
right? So all we should need is just a few cars of that every once in a while. So what do you think will be good? Maybe like 5%, like auto mirrors or something.
Bunk. Hello. 5%, I mean, if it's just... Those oil cars are pretty heavy. Or no, not oil. The oil barrels. I don't know how heavy those are, actually.
You are actually overloaded there for that porter.
Oh, it is behaving that way.
I'll try to keep it to 4 then.
Yeah, 4 or 5 is probably okay.
Yeah, I've gotten most places in the map at 3, so if I think I can do 3, I will.
Will the new spline system make the rolling stock just ride fixed, or will it still have the sway? We're planning on a little bit of animated sway to keep the feel, but it's just going to be animated rather than fixed, or rather than being a physics calculation.
Which will make the game run a lot better, and
No.
you'll enjoy it more.
Kidding. Yep.
You'll enjoy it way more than knowing it's actual physics rocking itself back and forth.
Yes,
Find out what
Betsy,
stream
yes.
setting Mickley uses. His video always looks much sharper.
Do you want me
Being
to ban
called
him,
out.
or... I just read that. as soon as you read it
Mickley,
out.
what video quality do you use that makes your video look so sharp?
I'm using, I think, 9,000.
Oh, is your bit rate 9,000?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh lordy, yeah, I'm at half that.
Well, no wonder. What's your upload speed?
Lord if I know, not great.
Run a speed test.
Apply
It's
more
not
money
great.
to your problem.
All right, I've just changed to 9,000 bit rate, so we'll see if that makes it look nicer.
I usually use 8,000, but my internet actually allows for up to 10, so I figured I'd just go 9 and have fun. Oh, my stream's chat's like, well, we have a fancy guest here. Heis is guest on Mickley's stream.
That's funny. Yes, I'm guest on Mickley's stream, everyone.
Oof.
Thank
Your,
you, Edward.
Stream's
Thank
lagging
you,
now.
Edward.
Stream's lagging now. Let me
Yeah,
turn off
your-
the
your
video
internet's
preview
not
now.
Your internet's not having a fun time right now.
I am dropping 1% of the frames now, so 9,000's out of my scope. Comcast doesn't like me that much.
You're also hosting everybody as well, so
It's true. I'm gonna scale back to 6,000 and see if that works. It looks like the dropping frames have stopped, so we'll see.
For a 1080p stream, you tend to want to have at least 8,000, if I remember correctly.
Well, YouTube said the minimum was 4,500, so that's what I was running with. Anyway.
YouTube lied to you then.
Yeah, let me know how it looks now that it's kind of recovered back, because it says that I'm still dropping frames. Oh, I'm only able to pull about 5,500 while also hosting the game, so maybe Mickley should host the game next time.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and I'll have 0 frames.
I'm gonna change to 5,000 and we'll just run with that.
Technically, you do have the better computer than me, so...
It's true. That's alright, I can live with that. Alright, I have no idea if we're lined. Looks like we are.
Yeah, we're lined. I was just here.
Oh, but we want to be lined the other way so that you go the one way and I go the other way. So I'm braking. Oh, it's not. I have no brakes, so never mind. Line your own switch and you can get yourself in the other way. I'll run around the loop. Stay at 5,000. It's looking fine. Okay. Know that Queensland Australia Railway is 3-foot narrow gauge. And you had some funky Garrett steam locomotives as well as the Class 17. I thought it was 3'6".
Yes, it's 3'6".
It's not 3 foot. Yeah, I know that they had a sister to the Class 70 though. Yeah, that ended up as a C-17 or something in 3'6". Someone sent me a picture of that today. I'd heard of it, but I'd never seen pictures of it till today. So that was kind of cool. Who's getting paid for deliveries these days?
The good streamer.
Ooh. Maybe looking for his own personal band.
I'm sorry, what's your audience there, sir? Mr. Guy that broke Carl to not promote my content and is now shit-talking on stream?
A whole 7?
A whole 7,
Ooh, a whole
okay.
7?
So,
Deal
It
with
was
it?
20 earlier.
gotcha.
People like the between episodes.
All right, I'm
Well,
paying
it's
Mickley.
People don't have eyes to watch, so they have me to watch. That's the only reason
As
for
long
it.
as you realize it. There you go.
Upload slow, download fast, bitrate first, drop frames last. Yeah, that's the Comcast creed. Well, that's not quite the Comcast creed. The Comcast creed would be dropping frames first, but
I thought the Comcast creed was go F yourself.
oh well. I mean, I can't say that on this channel, but yeah. Good
Well,
morning,
you
Christopher
said at the
Reeves. It is
beginning.
evening, but you know. I guess you load up that hopper and then you want to scoot just one car back so I can get this. We've got a very unique unloading and loading system here.
Yes. All right, I'll scooch for you.
Look, if I have better internet than Highs, I will take whatever views I can get.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
Trying to first person the controls. It's always a bit delayed.
The controls only send a control themselves actually when you let go of them, I think. Although it may send them like once every 2 seconds or once every second or twice a second. Some amount of baud rate like that while you're moving it or holding it. But we had to argue with
Very
QMA.
interesting.
We had to argue with QMA on that a lot because the amount of server-client calls in the early days was absurd, which is why the sliders on the UI are delayed right now. But we're all really hoping that the amount of calls will drastically change when we're not trying to do stupid wheel-rail interaction crap. So, anyways, I'm all unloaded up here, so I'm going to get out of your way.
Copy that.
Comcast runs on the wires next to the ES&D. Oof. Oof. What's wrong with this fiber internet? Well, a Class 70 fell on the duct bank and ripped up a bunch of the conductors, so... And I'm not talking about the human conductors, I'm talking about the electrical ones. Although I guess you don't call fiber conductors, but whatever. Have any plans to add more companies to pick up and drop off? I'm not sure. You mean like more industries? More industries, most likely. Unfortunately, the biggest pain that we've had with the game that I'm not looking forward to with the re-implementation of some cars is that the hitboxes of the freight do not like to play nice with anything. The first time we loaded cordwood onto the cordwood cars in the game, the first piece of cordwood landed, and then the car shot off down the track at 100 miles an hour. The first
Nice.
time we loaded rails, we loaded a train of rails and then pulled ahead about 100 feet, and then the whole train shot into the sky from the weird collision that happened. So, yeah.
You know what's going to help? Fixing the splines and not doing calculations. Once those aren't physics objects anymore, life is going
Yeah.
to be so much better.
Yeah.
Unreal don't like that.
What part of California am I in? The northern part of California called not California.
Cries. North California.
North California. Yeah, not North California. Not North California, but North California called Washington.
Look, if he was in California, he'd have better internet.
It's true. You're probably not lined anymore because I lined myself out and then started running down the hill.
Yeah, I'll watch the points this time.
Pay attention, yeah. Is QMA feeling better now, or is he still dealing with the flu? He said this morning he said he still wasn't back to 100%, but he was feeling better. So he's got the new models that are finished, implemented, and as soon as he's got the Heisler as well, he said he's going to push the update to replace all the models. So I don't know if that's going to be in place of the Spline beta or alongside it. I asked him a bunch of questions that I sent when I woke up, which was too late for him because time zones. So hopefully I will hear from him probably sometime soon, if he's just getting up right around now, or maybe when I get up tomorrow. So if I have answers for you, if he messages me while I'm on stream, I'll tell them to you right here, but it just depends. And man, that bridge looks great from up here.
Good.
Well done. That's awesome.
I like being told I did a good job.
Have kudos. now have a pizza party.
Is it better yet? Are your working conditions fixed?
Yeah, right.
My working conditions? No. The work is good though.
But the pizza party, it solved everything.
Pretty much.
I feel like there's a joke in here that I should get that I've been told
right.
before,
You've
but I
never
don't
been
remember it.
employed. Oops.
Yeah, that's right. Seattle is closer to Canada than California by a lot. Yeah. And yes, I'm in Seattle. Seattle's like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours from Canada if you drive north. And I drive for 2.5 hours, and with no traffic, I can make it to Oregon. which
North California.
which is North California, and then if I drive for another 4 or 5 hours, I can make it to California. So, again, assuming no traffic, and then I would be in North California, and then I drive for another 6 hours, and I can be in like the part of California that people have heard about. So,
Fair enough.
no disrespect to North California. Although a hotel in Redding, California may be one of the worst places I've ever stayed. But anyway.
I wonder what you were doing in Redding, California.
In the middle
Probably
of
nothing to do with trains, right?
no, actually. And no, because the Redding, yeah. Those are two Reddings. It's confusing.
Yeah.
Redding. It's less exciting than the Pennsylvania steam choo-choos we were posting about earlier. Oh, yeah. Because just why make it easy? Yeah, no. I was on the way back from a family road trip many moons ago. 4
So
hours to
here's
get through Oregon? So, I mean, 4 sounds about right. It's been a long time since I've driven south through Oregon, but what do you think, Tristan? 4, maybe 5?
From around Portland, Oregon, you can get to the edge of Oregon, south edge of Oregon, in about 4 hours. So
Okay.
add half an hour on either end of that tail, Yeah, I'd say about 5 hours.
That makes sense.
Hightailing it, maybe 4.
Beautiful wings.
This is gonna be insane coming down from here.
I love it. I love
believe
it
it.
already.
All right, I'm stopped shy of the sawmill. What? Sorry, I'm
Do you have to
derailed.
pee in a cup?
I'm
Nice.
derailed shy of the sawmill for reasons that I don't understand.
Pee in a cup. Pee in a cup.
I'm gonna pee in a cup. I had one car. Who laid this track?
Clown and Mickley. So you're
Where did you
wrong by
derail it?
default.
I derailed just past the switch for Mickley's yard, his yard Y.
So it looks like he derailed just past the switch on the iron mine side of the Y. I'll come take a look at it in a second.
Yeah.
Assuming Clown is busy.
Hi Tristan. Hi Tristan. Yeah. Put some air under you, would you?
Fixed
Yeah.
it.
I was coming down and I stopped short of all the cars left all over the place, and then I looked back and the rest of my train was not with me.
We're all over the ground.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Good to go. We're connected up to the refinery. That track's all done, all placed and finished. There's
There shouldn't be
bumps
anything
that
wrong
Clown
with
will
me.
see, but you guys won't see it probably.
Yeah, I'll see him.
I mean, now
Always
that I've
knows.
said something, you'll notice, but whatever.
Okay, I'm giving myself a derail, and I'm saying it might be Mickley's. So
Only one.
only
Okay,
one. It
when
was
I
only one
laid-
car.
This track has been edited by Clown.
Well, it might be clowns
Um,
then. Somebody's getting a derail for this.
No, I haven't built that bit of track that's there. The bit you're currently standing on the stream, which is about 15 seconds delayed, that's not my track. You can see it's not my track.
Did
It's
you
got
not
bends
change
in
the
it.
entry point of the Y?
I did. But the track that he reckons
So
he derailed on
that
is
track-
where he was standing.
He derailed on the entry point of the Y.
No, it's on the leg of the Y. It's not on the entrance. It's past the switch.
Past the ironworks switch.
It's
Yeah.
well, it's
Between
past
the ironworks switch and the yard switch.
No, it's past the yard switch even.
He's between the two switches of the Y.
Yeah, we're we're in between
which
switches
is
the Y,
not
exactly
where
right.
I've edited.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna chase you while I try and pin myself because Mickley is busy scratching his head, not pinning my train back together. Sorry about that.
I'm MOW, not Brakeman.
Well,
You just said you were done being MOW.
We-
You're
we-
Brakeman now.
we
Congrats.
work-
I said
we
I
work
finished the thing.
multi-crafts.
Right now I'm inspecting the line to figure out how on earth you derailed yourself.
we
Have a
work
look- have a look
multi-craft
at the
on the
duplicate track.
HPNS. We've
That's
got
what I'm
scabs
looking
and
at.
everything.
Can you go slow over this?
As
I'll
slow
go
as
slow over it.
there you go. That's as slow as I can go.
Ah, yes, the old client render distance. I can't even see that switch.
I'm not seeing anything weird going on.
No, me either.
No, I think you just got to
Mhm.
own that one. Heist, that one was all you. I don't know what you did.
It was left the train going straight. I mean, I'll own it. I will take ownership of my train derailing, but I don't understand
Not
why
seeing
or how.
any sort of Z fighting or any sort of
We'll blame
messed up
mechanical on it then.
links.
All right, we're gonna pull this car at about 15 miles an hour now. Okay, well maybe no, it's fine. It didn't derail. We're good.
Any chance I can get line down the hill? Anyone near that switch? I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm running past you.
Oh, wow. Pole shunting.
Well, you know, it's a mood. I'm gonna ride with Tristan for a minute here for the sake of the viewers while I go use the restroom and be back. On the
Fun,
Putis.
Tristan.
The Putis.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
inspect the track again because I didn't see any weebles, wobbles, or anything, and Heist just managed to derail somehow.
That beats me.
He's got ES and D in his blood.
I think it might have just been a physics thing. Because I'm noticing
Yeah,
odd
could have
things
been.
happening with the game at the moment.
Well, yeah, but that's just because Heiss's upload is trash right now.
Dropped
Comcast
packets
is
equal bad
not
physics.
happy.
No, this is game issues I'm noticing here. Is I'm doing things with the rails and they're not going where I'm telling them to.
Yeah, that's an upload thing for him. Like, our connection to him is not good.
No, it's a physics thing. I've seen it happen before. It's a bit something's
Hmm.
messed up in the physics of the game at the moment.
Can you synthesize that down into a bug report, or is it just broken?
I have not been able to find a reason for it,
Yeah.
Clown, if you look at my
and I have
stream,
not been able to replicate it, reliably replicate it.
no, never mind. Never mind. I don't know. I don't see anything that would have caused him to derail, so.
All right. Well, maybe a flange jumped. I don't know. He was going over a bunch of switches. We'll just chalk
That
it up
corner
to
that he
him.
went over is a 15 that's before it, and then I think it's only like a 5 after it. So it wasn't a tight corner problem.
Forward into the abyss.
There you
He's
go.
back.
Yes, indeed. We're approaching the industry. Yes, we're stopping at the industry because it doesn't go anywhere else.
I don't even know what I binned that gave it 4. It was probably something stupid.
Pretty sure it was something stupid.
Alright. Oh man, Clown's made good progress, assuming that's Clown making progress.
What's that?
Or is that the old line? That's the old line. Clown, where are you at?
Hey, I'm at the coal mine.
Okay. Then I'm going to go delete the old line. Okay.
Which old line's that?
The one that Humanitykills made, it's supposed to be
okay.
level.
The counter's
Alright.
been
So now-
updated with me having 4 derails. I'm 27 for this episode. It's saved now, so it should automatically update on stream. It looks like it hasn't yet.
You gotta press Control S on you.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I just
Tristan
did.
still has more derails than you. So.
Is that a good bar? Is that a good bar to compare
It's
yourself
updated.
to?
There we go. Yep.
So you said you saved Heiss?
I did. I can save again here. Yeah, I saved 4 minutes ago, but I saved again just now. Oh, Tristan.
Hello?
Man, that transition into that curve here is spicy. You had wiggly waggly iron ore hoppers.
Oh well.
It's getting
They're fine.
dangerous.
There should be nothing tighter than 25 down there.
This is
And that's what I said. There's something going on at the moment in the game with the physics.
Yeah, we might just
And
be.
that'll be why you had the derail.
It's got to
And
be.
the only way to fix it is to restart the game.
Oh,
Is it,
I've
is
seen
it
it
really
happen
really
before.
well, we
Well,
can do that.
That's not too hard to do. It loads in pretty quick. Can do that real quick if
Yeah.
that's the real solution. We'll all be where we need to be anyway.
This is the biggest iron ore pile I've ever seen in the game. 206 units. I've seen screenshots of people that had, like the full
I'm
pile.
gonna get
But
you on my save. I think I have like
209.
300.
It's a pile iron
There
ore.
is no pile rendered for me. It's completely empty.
Okay,
It's
I'm
either
gonna
209.
I'm gonna save again, and then we're gonna do a quick reload here.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Just quickly hide railroads online. Pay no attention.
We'll
Gotta get yourself just a little water image. I have an image of a sky bridge, according to Khan's definition.
Yeah, it is a sky bridge. If
That's
it
not-
doesn't actually bridge something, it's not a bridge, it's a sky bridge. Bridges are designed
Boo.
to bridge gaps.
Boo.
It
The
may not
best.
be a fly in the sky bridge, but it's still a sky bridge nonetheless. It's a bridge when you didn't need to have a bridge.
Yep. The best question is there a caboose on at least one of these smokestacks? There's a caboose in the cage at the iron mine, but there's no caboose on the smokestacks to my know.
belongs in the cage.
That you know of.
That I know of. It's true. Am I taking coal car baths on stream there? Iron ore car baths, actually.
Oh, not loaded in yet.
Just finished loading in.
I got kicked out to the menu. Which means
Well,
have to
I mean,
go
I got
rehide
the-
the password.
I got the clunk. So, and I'm in now. And look at this iron ore pile. Wait, we just talked about that. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Lots of smoke happening, but I'm not seeing any cabooses up there. There is a tree in the center. A couple trees in the center of it. But yeah,
Pharma decided that's how it was going to be.
it's green. Look at that.
That wants to know about the oatmeal flues.
That was Armagon talking about that. I had not heard about that RGS repair, but I'm not surprised. That sounds like some stupid crap they tried to do. The RGS had no money for anything ever, anyways, anyway, so
Except for proposing massive locomotives at the end.
that didn't make any... I couldn't believe that. That just doesn't... I guess we want to back out of this, don't we?
Yeah, there's a Y we can switch ourselves into once I actually load in.
We're just running this thing in reverse.
It'd help if I could spell, hey.
Probably.
It took me 4
Oh,
goes to type in the
Clunk,
passcode.
clunk, clunk.
If we do the Y, I can we can pick up the other 3 hoppers at the top of the hill. I think
What?
the
Do
issue-
why? What?
we were stopped on a grade. So
Oh, well, there's a Y up at the top, so give you
Yes,
more
there
time to
is.
load in.
yeah, that's fair. I'm still jumping in.
The
Yeah,
RGS
the
apparently...
hoppers, the hoppers didn't wobble that way around.
yeah, they didn't,
they didn't.
so
Problem now.
seems like it was just a weird hiccup. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a hiccup. I've not been able to repeat it. It's just something that happens. It's like it gets out of step and just says, no, we're not doing that anymore.
That's not terribly surprising. Supply an update when, please. What did the archers do to fix something? Yeah, they tried to patch leaking flues with oatmeal, apparently. I'm not surprised if that's actually a thing that they tried to do, but
If they'd had duct tape, they would have used it.
yeah, that's 1000% true. I don't know. I
Oh.
genuinely don't know how the RGS proposed the big mallees in 1930. That doesn't make any sense.
That sounds like somebody worked in a dodgy panel beater shop before. The oatmeal and body filler to fix a rust hole. Because I've seen it before.
Oh,
and a
no.
loaf of bread and body filler to fix up rust holes.
Why
The
is it always that?
The RGS filled 20's steam dome lid with lead to patch significant deficiencies in the casting. They used saw blades as shims, worn out saw blades. They used Campbell's soup cans in place of rod brasses in at least one instance that I've heard of. They jammed a railroad spike into 20's frame where it broke after bucking snow. And then gas welded a bunch of BS around it to try and patch the frame back together. They dented 20's boiler when they rolled it over and then continued to use it for like 15 years. And when Strasbourg did their tests on it, the boiler sheet where it had yielded from the dent moved over an inch from cold to 180 psi.
Oh no.
And that's a steel boiler. You want to talk about fatigue stress? Moving a piece of 5/8 sheet over an inch? Good God. I mean, yeah. Talk about a railroad.
They gave it their best. Did they? I don't know. Make sure to rejoin Mickley's company, everyone.
That's right. Dallin9 says they'd submitted the proposals for the new locos in the 20s when they were about to be profitable, but they didn't get touched until the 30s. That would make some amount of sense, because before the bottom fell out, they were actually doing somewhat okay, from what I can recall, but I'm far from the best railroad historian here, so...
Not in this
Between all of us?
No,
between
no,
all
no,
of us,
not that.
well, Wings is here, but...
Oh, that is...
Sorry.
Wings hasn't been talking. I forgot you were here, Wings.
Yeah, my fiance is sleeping, so I kind of got to keep it down.
Oh, totally fair.
Totally
Gotcha.
understandable. All right, so do you want to try and pick up these hoppers? I think we can make it if we don't, dead start on a grade.
Yeah, let's do a Y.
Okay. Game's decided that I'm gonna be lagging now. Who's doing stuff?
If duct tape existed back then, the RGS would be chronically short on it. That sounds about right. For moved industries, what I mean by that? Well, there's the sawmill right there, and we are by the smelter, so... Humanitykills made an adjusted map with a bunch of the industries moved. They're all on the east side of the map in the mountains. So... You heard about a railroad that used concrete in the boiler. Yeah, I wouldn't call them a railroad necessarily, but yeah, that's a tourist line, aspiring tourist line, filled their steam dome of their poor little Henschel locomotive with concrete to seal, quote unquote, seal the boiler from the steam dome, because the locomotive had external branch pipes, so they didn't have to pressurize anything other than the steam dome with compressed air, and they added an extra compressed air tank, and they tow a compressor behind the locomotive to make it look like it's a steam locomotive that works without making it a steam locomotive. And then they posted one video of it with a piece of a tire or a piece of wood burning in the firebox, so it made some smoke out the stack, and everyone proceeded to lose their crap, which was probably, I mean, on just the literal thing of, okay, there's the thing in the firebox that's burning while the engine's working. One piece of wood just to make a little smoke's not really going to cause any heat issues, despite there not being any water, because you can't even work the thing that hard on air. Like, it's just not going to be a thing that happens. But by precedent, it's not great, because it's not... they're not taking care of their locomotive the right way, and they're showing off what could be potentially dangerous practices if extrapolated. And the way that the steam locomotive game is anymore after the Gettysburg incident in the 90s or early 2000s, if someone fucks it up for us, we don't get to play with steam choo-choos anymore in the United States, and that's kind of that. So...
What do you mean by that?
Oh, the FRA will say no more. We don't have to concede to let you play with these things. We don't have to let you run them. They could all be museum pieces and park them. They can legislate them out if they wanted to. If there's a catastrophic failure of such proportion that causes a boiler to explode and someone dies, you will not see a running steam engine turn a wheel. That will be that. So everyone needs to do things the right way, and the way that the railroads figured out over years and stuff. So when we see stuff like, oh yeah, they've got concrete in the boiler to do that, like, it's just like, don't screw this up for everyone, please. Like, yeah, so it's a whole thing. All right, we all pinned back there?
We are all pinned up and ready to go.
Let's try this thing. Let's see. Jetnik, can you explain just how dangerous a crown chute failure is? It's extremely dangerous. So
That's
typically,
very descriptive.
right? So when a crown sheet failure occurs, I mean, what you're talking about is low enough water in the. We're
Hey,
not
yo,
lined.
boss,
Yep, I
you're
see it.
gonna
I see it.
wanna-
I was about to monologue into that switch. I was
I saw
about
you.
to. I was about to monologue straight through that switch.
It wouldn't have been my derail.
It wouldn't have been. It would have been
but-
well, now we need to back up and get a run at this. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, back her up.
Let me give this another try. Anyway, when you have a crown sheet failure, typically, I mean, it can be a bunch of things, but typically what happens is that you've lost sufficient cooling on the top of the firebox, which is what the crown sheet is. It's the top of the internal firebox. And if you lose water over that top, the fire is hot enough in a steam engine that's working decently hard to expand the steel significantly, and if you left it go enough time, it's actually enough to start melting the steel, but that's not what causes the failure because you don't get that far. Typically, the sheet expands faster than the bolts do because you have more surface area of the sheet. And so the sheet starts to expand, and the boilers have what are called stay bolts that hold the non-circular shapes together, basically, because the steam pressure wants to make everything a circle or make it go everywhere else, but circles are the most self-supported piece. So fireboxes being like a D shape in profile or a bunch of different shapes or whatever, they have all these bolts that hold them together. And when the sheet expands, the threads disengage and the threads will shear. And you lose a bunch of those bolts holding things together from the internal firebox to the external firebox, and you now have a steam-powered trebuchet. And a 2,800, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 gallon boiler of steam at 150, 200, 300 psi, whatever it is, that wants to expand from its water volume to 1,700 times that. Before you talk about the pressure change, too, I mean, you've created a several 100,000-pound missile that will fly, a half mile away. I mean, it's extremely dangerous. So, I mean, if the crown sheet fails, you've got a ridiculous bomb on wheels. So that's why you gotta keep water over your crown sheet. It's like that is your number one priority as the fireman.
Also keeping the locomotive fired.
Also that also helps. That's another thing, but not blowing it up is first priority. William Fleet says, you think modern boilers will have a lead plug that blows steam to put the fire out if it melts? Yeah, yes, there is a fusible plug. I don't think it's made out of lead, but it is made out of a softer material that will either melt or pop first before the bolts would in the event of an issue like that. So
That wasn't the answer on Jeopardy, so I'm sad.
it wasn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I open
Yes,
this fire door that you're standing in front of?
I mean, sure.
We
I'd
can't
love-
be leaky about upcoming shows.
We can be a bit leaky. Premiering tomorrow on the channel. Someone needs to remind me to upload it after we finish, by the way. It's going to be our first episode of Rara Jeopardy, where I put these three fine individuals, Mickley, Clown, and Tristan, through the ringer on with some Railroad Jeopardy questions, and we had way too much fun with it. At least I had way too much fun with it. I may have tortured them a little bit, but there'll be some good laughs, some good learning,
Just
and
a little bit.
well, you know.
I'm a motor mechanic. You can't give me train questions.
Well, we'll have to have you make some car Jeopardy for us and watch me die. Used to be you had a machinist friend in the Navy who worked on 600-pound boilers. Showed you what happened when blow a half-inch hole in the main steam pipe. Yeah, that's a bad time. Michael Presson, Railfire 99 in Sacramento, the UP8044, had a minor boom and a collapsed boiler tubes. It was on Sierra 28. We were parked next to it when it went boom. Oh, you were there. Yeah, I imagine that made a bit of sound. Popped tube is not, I mean, obviously it's not great, but for the failures out there, it's not the worst one you could have by any mean. Monologue Through the Switch hasn't become the name of a song. That'll be a coming soon to a Railroads Online soundtrack near you.
It's a normal song, and then the Kenosha at the end. Just in
Right.
the middle. Just sliced in.
Cut to Kenosha, just the fast part.
Just
All of a
last
sudden, yeah.
part. Wow. You won't. Alright. Well, we're doing good. We actually made it up the hill, so happy about that.
Yeah, this is good. Eureka's actually got some power. It does not have starting tonnage on this hill, but it has maintaining tonnage, so that's good. Clown is not on the derail board, as he explained earlier, because he has not run trains yet, so...
Yeah,
So
they
that-
don't let me in the trains. Go
that's-
build the track, though, sorry.
That's a divide by zero error, I think. Speaking of, Smells Like Kenosha just started playing, so...
Ruh-roh. We appreciate you,
Just-
Clown. Thank you.
Just because
Yeah,
it started
I know.
playing doesn't mean you have to derail.
Which is worse, a hole in the a boiler or a hole in the firebox? They're actually technically the same thing. Although technically you can have holes in both, asterisk, in the telltales of the stay bolts, but that's getting into some serious detail here.
Don't put holes in anything that doesn't have holes in it.
Yeah, you don't want holes in either. Technically, a hole, I guess, exterior is probably worse, because a whole interior firebox will put out the fire and then remove explosion damage from your equation. But a whole exterior is just very loud and potentially scalding and dangerous to external folk. What do I know about European steam trains? Not know. And how would I pronounce Litra K? Litra K? Litra K? Something like that? I don't know.
Well, is it spelled like Minecraft Elytra?
Litra K?
Litra.
Litra? I can see that.
Come on, pull forward. One
I don't
count.
know what it is.
Oh,
or
you've
what
already
it
filled
means,
that.
but-
You did the thing.
Oh, I always do. We don't got time to wait around.
That's true. How's that?
That's just good enough.
Hides hole punch. I'd love to see the hole punch that you have that can punch through 3/4 inch thick steel. They make them. Those are things that exist, but they're not hand operated typically. They're typically hydraulic and very large.
Hand-operated
Well,
hole punch, isn't that the new name for a revolver?
It could be. Could be.
Right, you get there, you get there. It's probably fine.
With the sounds you were making, I think it's not probably
We
fine.
backed up a touch.
Midge.
What is Kenosha and why does it smell? I'm gonna have to answer this inside joke for the rest of my life, apparently. So as you can hear, the song is speeding up in the background. And spoilers for Jeopardy! I tried to joke about this joke, and then it was too much. So
Pull ahead one.
pulling
Yeah,
ahead.
this
In
is-
the end, we got
Heist's humor is it's fine.
It's complicated, okay? So Kenosha Pass is a chunk of the South Park line on the originally Denver, South Park, and Pacific, later Colorado and Southern Railroad. It runs from Denver, Colorado to Como, Colorado.
I had one.
And the the east side of the line from Denver up to the summit, which is Kenosha Pass. I'm working on it. Is quite steep, and they had to use helper locomotives very frequently. And the steep grade is also coupled with sharp curves. And back in 1937, the Denver and Rio Grande Western number 346, which is one of the locomotives that I operate, which just actually went down for its big overhaul. They started cutting the tubes out of it just the other day. Pour one out
So
for
sad.
346. That is sad. I hope she's not out of service for too long, but I'm actually literally sad about it. But anyways, it's fine.
You're still young. You can run her again in 15 years. Right.
Don't kill me like that, Tristan. Anyways, so 346's engineer was hammered, and she was the helper, and they turned the locomotive at the Y at the top of Kenosha Pass, and they made it down to about the first curve, and then 346 said, "I want tummy scritches," and rolled over because she was going too fast because her engineer was drunk. So, yeah, that...
So pull on ahead.
Pulling on ahead. And, yeah, so we always joke that it smells like Kenosha around 346 when we reference hard liquor or something like that, because her engineer was drunk, which is why she wrecked. So we're kind of in poor taste joking about a long time ago events about the steam locomotive having PTSD around the smell of alcohol. So it's, oh, why does it smell like Kenosha? Last time I smelled this, it was at Kenosha and I crashed. So that's the joke. Bit of a long-winded, stupid joke, but it's one that we make quite often.
It'll be even better once we get the prototype.
Right. Yeah, no, so tying into that, there's a fun rule that came to me from an authentic... Oh, look at you loading logs on the fly. That came to me from a genuine Rio Grande railroader. This one's for you, Fred, wherever you may be. God rest him. Fred was a buddy of mine. He passed away.
Dead?
Yeah, he's dead. He passed away a
okay.
couple years ago from brain cancer, but he worked for the
Yeah.
Rio Grande for 42 years as a carman. Special individual. But he was the one that told us about the Rio Grande's company policy, or general company rule, that if you were going to go to the bars after your shift, they had a guideline of, it depended on what you were driving. So if you're on a bike, you could have 2 drinks, because 2 wheels. But if you're driving a car, you could have 4 drinks because you had 4 wheels. To which I say, they had some locomotives with like 30 wheels, like 2882. Okay, that's not 30; it's 20. But if you count the tender, how does that work out? So 346, 280. It's at least 10 drinks. So just following the policy, right? I guess he was a CNS engineer, not a Rio Grande engineer, so maybe they did things different over there. But
Certainly not. That's a great rule. Should be standardized.
right. No tummy scratches for 346. 406? Yes, it was 346 when it wrecked, but it was 406 prior to 1924. Wouldn't rolling a steam locomotive give a threat of ground sheet failure too? Yes, but thankfully they were running downhill light where the fire was not being drafted. That's the asterisk on this. Everyone says that, okay, well, if we lose water, hot fire is problem, or fire is problem. Well, yes, it's hot fire that's problem. If you're not working the locomotive, the fire is not that hot. Yes, it's hot, but it's, paper ignites at 421, or no, sorry, 451. I'm remembering my sci-fi wrong. And, wood is 600 degrees and coal's like 800 or 900, depending on the grade.
Is that why that certain thing is titled that certain thing?
It is. That is the ignition point of
Whoa.
that of paper for that book. Yeah.
I love these
I had
educational
no
streams we
idea.
have. on the
Yeah.
go.
Look at all these random factoids that I get to teach you that I still don't understand how I know. Anyway.
Well, at least this time they're not about trains.
Well, ouch. Comes to train YouTuber, is hoping to talk about trains and do train YouTube, complains about train facts. I see how this works. Anyways, coal, ignites about 800, 900 degrees, depending on the grade of coal, whatever. So if you're not drafting the locomotive, you're not to the point where the steel is going to expand enough to cause a mechanical failure of the bolts. So
Game is in UE4. We don't know if we're going to be porting it to UE5 anytime soon.
we know we're not going to port it anytime soon. We don't know if we will ever port it is the question.
Okay, I stand corrected.
Now that Tristan figured out the magic that we're going to debut soon, I don't think we'll have to.
Yeah, because the big reason to port to UE5 would have been for cuts or for tunnels or something like that, making that easier, but it looks like the dynamic train stuff is supposed to be like, oh, you threw an explosive and it made a little divot kind of thing, not cutting an entirely new path, so it may not play nice with what we want.
Yeah, UE5 is very, very angled towards like first-person shooters and dynamic terrain stuff.
Yeah,
So-
it's more like
All of
damage.
Unreal is towards first-person shooters.
Well, we have a train game. I guess I shoot logs, so fair enough. Point taken.
Well, Daniel did shoot the default. He did point the default gun at the.
That's true.
Class 70.
That's true. It wasn't a demo.
And the new model does look fantastic. So
Oh, all the new models look amazing.
I do.
Okay.
I want
Show your
Gib.
display.
Next level.
We're getting a new level? What?
We are eventually
Soon, TM.
soon. TM, like everything else.
Maps are fun. I like maps.
So does Heist.
That's true. Do I believe the new DSP&P will build up over Boreas Pass? No, I don't think so. They're doing a lot of cool stuff in Como as far as laying track goes, but they've made a lot of progress and they're quite ambitious. But I think actually laying up and over the pass is a little much.
You know, I think that's a public highway now, so I don't think they could.
Yeah, I've watched. If you wanted to use the original alignment, there's a bunch of utilities and roadways in the way, so there's not a good way to do it.
Just lay through those. Unimportant.
Yeah. Isn't the firebox door is located technically a hole in the firebox? Yes, but it's not it is a hole from the interior firebox to the exterior. It's not a hole in the boiler or the pressure vessel, right? The pressure vessel is still complete. It is not leaking. Do I think driving a Porter on the road with larger wheels and rubber is a bad idea or a good idea? No, I think it's a bad idea. Have the local AHJ will not enjoy that.
I don't know what that is.
Authority having jurisdiction. It's the fancy term for your local traffic department.
The fancy term for who's in charge.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
People in charge of the roads and the traffic signals and all that.
I see Zane in the chat made a promise to a friend to buy them Railroads Online when the Spline update came out. I made a similar promise. So I will also be doing that. It will come.
It will.
Eventually.
We're still waiting, but I mean we've had setbacks and the scope's increased.
The stuff we
and,
get
ugh.
gets bigger and bigger all the time. So the Spline update changed a lot.
Yeah,
We just don't have a new ubiquitous name for it.
yeah. Everyone's calling it the spline update, and it was originally just going to be, oh yeah, we're going to be able to lay splines 500 meters long and rail and track combined, and then it turned into, oh yeah, and we're re-implementing the entire game, and oh okay.
And all the rolling stuff. It'll look very different. But it will be the same game, just new and better.
Isn't 191 the only original DSP&P loco left? I doubt so, because the CNS 9's still around, and was originally a DSP&P mogul, I believe. 191's the only one that's really it's not even in the DSP&P condition, but it was backdated to look somewhat accurate to that. That's lettered for the DL and G.
Isn't number 9 a cookie mogul?
Number 9 is a cookie mogul, exactly.
Yeah, see, look at that. I actually knew one.
He got
Yeah.
it.
See, that
That's
should
Cookie
have been
Monster.
on Jeopardy. I would have got one.
I would not have gotten that one.
The geese would be cool in Railroads Online. Yes, they would. William Fleet, if you're having trouble laying track, I suggest you watch Clown's tutorials. Clown's right in the call with us here, and he's presently laying track for us because he's a badass at laying track. But he's got some great tutorials out on his YouTube, which if you watch all the way through and actually learn what they tell you to do, means you can lay really good track, which is why I still can't lay good track, but you know.
Only 1,350 hours practice of laying track.
Only.
Only.
Yeah. Laying track in the game is rough. Just at period at that. So hopefully the new spline system will make it a little bit easier with combined track and groundwork splines. So you can and the new splines clicked off the old splines will keep their same path instead of just being free. So yeah, it should be easier just for those two things.
All right, let's see if we're smooth through the switch now.
You're laying to the valley
Yep.
floor, yes?
I'm still building the yard.
Okay. But you're gonna lay the line to the valley floor?
You want me to go all the way down to the oil field?
Not quite that low. I'm getting ready to mark a level point for you.
Well, I was only going to build to the horseshoe.
Well, not all tonight.
And well, I'm putting in loops because I know how much everybody seems to like loops.
Yeah.
All right, Mickley, cash incoming. Okay.
Is
Heinz,
since
go ahead.
CNS 9, 60, and 71 only remaining CS locos out of the Nair gauge? No, the 74 is still around as well as maybe some others, but I don't know.
$4,200, almost 4,300.
Nice. 191
it's
can't be fixed, can she?
4,500.
Not without a new boiler. 191's got a wrought steel boiler, which is
4,700.
ripe for exploding, basically. So, we'd need a new boiler if it was going to operate. But it makes a great display piece, and operationally, for the sake of looks, I mean it's another 280. I mean, we've got 346 already, so
Well,
it doesn't look old. I mean, we could backdate it and make it look 406, right? Most of 346's stuff is stamped 406. How old is it? It's still stamped 406. The 25? The one with CCRM? I don't know about that. I'm not sure which engine that is.
looks like we need some cordwood. We're not producing anything.
No, yeah, we need lots of cordwood.
We don't have anywhere to deposit the rails yet, though, so...
Our procedural crossovers coming in splines update despite not getting the procedural switches. I'm waiting to hear back from QMA on that. He didn't answer the Q&A questions with his sickness this past week, and that was one of the questions that we asked, so...
And he hasn't replied to you yet?
He has not.
I wouldn't go to Farmer to learn how to lay track, not unless you want to lay silly track like roller coasters.
191 goes to Como when 191's gonna stay at the museum. Maybe we'd take her up for a photo op or something. But I mean, that's a lot of expensive trucking for not much. Yeah, Lance's machinist. It's not Pharma. It's Clown. Pharma laid the roller coaster, but Clown's got the great tutorials.
They are both Australian. Let's
Is
see
the
your confusion.
C19 on display in Breckenridge a DSP&P loco? I don't think there's no C19 in Breckenridge. I'm pretty sure that's the CNS number 9, which is the Cookie Mogul, if I'm recalling, if it's in Breckenridge. Oh, that looks epic. Wings.
Nice. That's so cool.
25 went to the shops after being pulled from a park in 2007. I'm still not familiar with that locomotive. Have I ever heard of the IRCA's Krupp-built 282s? No. What's Cordwood's favorite chord? You know, one that's got an earthy tone. Is QMA feeling any better? He said he's not feeling 100% yet, but he is feeling better. He responded to me last night, which is good. What is my favorite colors? I quite like blue. I know that all of my channel stuff uses orange, but that's just because it's quite striking. And it's complementary to the color of the bird, the blue. So,
Would you paint your GDO blue?
I don't know. Red's nice and rock and roll on the GTO. They had some good.
Yeah.
They had some good blue colors for them from the factory. It would look pretty nice, I think, but like
A nice bright electric blue.
that could be cool. The
Would you put on silver racing stripes, though?
no racing stripes. Keep it solid color.
No need for speed?
No need for speed. Yeah. If it was supposed to be green as delivered or as purchased. It was originally Verduro green, and then someone probably 20 years ago decided to paint it solar red. But I don't know, the red's cool. The red and black's rock and roll. pretty happy with it. I don't know if I'd change the color. It does need a repaint, but anyway.
Put it in the beginning of a music
It
video.
needs more than a repaint. Sorry, guys, it needs more than a repaint.
It does need more than a repaint. It needs some body work too.
You gave it some boo-boos.
I did. Yeah, I still need to straighten the bumper, and the front passenger's quarter needs to get undentified.
Undentified.
That's the term we're using.
Are we gonna? We don't need to do the Y this time. We can just send it back up.
Yeah, we should be able to
backwards.
just run it back. But yeah,
Sounds good.
will we ever be able to stand on the running boards? Yeah, hopefully with the spline update, we'll get more advanced collision models. We had so many problems with the collision models early on, so most of them had to get disabled. So we're gonna work on trying to get that a little bit fixed this go around. If I could drive any train I would want, what would I want to drive? Something big and fast on the main line. Big Northern, some flavor.
Big
I don't know.
boy.
Not a big boy. Big boy's cool, but that's on the bucket list. That'd be neat.
Big boy.
I think if I got a shot at one big standard gauge steam engine, a big 484 like the 2102 or the 4449 or the 844 would be cool.
Yes.
What year is my
Big
GTO? It's
boy.
1968.
Because 1968's the best year.
Most people don't like the 68 GTO, but I quite like it. But anyway.
Oh, no, that's the year I was born in, so, that's the best
Oh, there
year.
you go. That is the best year.
Very nice. We'll take it.
So would I drive 611? Yeah, 611 would be neat. I was a West Coast boy, obviously, so I'm more of a fan of a 4449 than 611, but... I started it again. The big boy. The big boy? The big boy. No.
You uttered the
Big
words.
boy.
Would I drive a T1 with a fixed valve gear and spring rigging? Hell yeah, that'd be cool. What about 3751? Yeah, 3751 would be great too. Will there be an option to disable the Z variants when laying track groundworks? We're still waiting to hear back from QMA on that exactly. He wants to see how the new splines are going to look to determine what to do with the Z randomization, so...
Well, I can't imagine that we'd need the Z randomization anymore for the simple reason that the groundworks and the track is combined. So you'd
Yeah.
never be overlapping them to have the problem.
Yeah, I think it's more the question of if you do it separately still, because you still be able to do it separately, so...
Paving an area. Maybe running groundwork over groundwork and stuff.
Yeah, so I think that's the question mark on it.
Wasn't there, with the separate groundwork, the ability to make it wider now with the new
Yes.
splines?
That's what
Yeah,
he
they
said,
come up-
yeah.
You can make it wider and set a fixed length. So, like, you can pull out a square that fits neatly underneath the shed.
That's the hope. I don't know if there's limitations to the system or not. That's one of the things we're remaining to wait to see. So
And yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping for anyway.
29, 26, yeah, 29. I would, if you're gonna list off random large northern class locomotives that I could just have a free reign of running, I'm gonna say yes, pretty much. So. Favorite Team Fortress 2 class? Demo Man, hands down. I used to play competitively. And Carl has still not notified that I'm live. Oh well. I still have 20 times the viewers as Mickley, so it's okay.
Oof.
It's not doing much.
Did you start your stream from OBS or
it's-
just in?
It's more than 20 times.
Did you start it from YouTube?
I
'Cause I
started.
notified
I posted on YouTube. I started a new live post, and then it said connect your streaming software to go live, and I said start streaming on OBS, and that's what kicked it off.
Yeah.
So
That's when it doesn't give the notification, because yeah, that was the last one I did. I did it that way, and it didn't put up a notification.
I wonder if there's a change that did that recently, because I've done that every single time. So
You need a new box.
Yeah, gotta get another box. That's the
Another
secret.
box for the box for the box for the box.
And somebody took away my ability to post it in there myself, so I didn't get to post that I was doing a video.
Mickey, how dare you?
Mickey's slowly transferring the channel, the Discord server, over to only his content.
What about a
Okay,
Heisler?
I didn't change specifically that channel. I changed the category because I don't think Krieg realized that it was visible to the public.
Oh,
Or it
Happens.
was, I don't remember what it was that was happening, but he was talking in there like it was a private channel and not an announcement channel.
nice. Yeah, that's that makes sense. The new Heisler is not terribly far along. I've seen pictures. It's just the boiler and some of the frame. It doesn't have running gear or anything. So
Is someone deleting track at the moment?
Bridges.
I'm hitching too. Oh, you're deleting stuff. All right, nice.
Okay, that's why. I can
Southern
barely
4501 would be great too. That's a beautiful locomotive. I'd love to get
With
that
me
chance.
deleting stuff too, though, Clown, I also can hardly move. So I'm inflicting pain on myself as well.
Thank you. Doesn't make it much better.
Maker 24, beyond going to the Colorado Railroad Museum's library, I'm not sure where you find more info on the DSP&P. Mod support will be a thing eventually for the game. Does the bird have transparent skin below its feathers like I've seen from other similar birds? I don't know. I've not gotten to see a hyacinth terribly up close before.
You mean you haven't gotten to dissect one before?
Oh no.
Well, if you pet a bird, you can ruffle their feathers, literally, teehee, and you can and see what's going on. But like
We're
you
into
see,
pun mode of the night now.
no, I mean that's literally what you do. So
Oh, that's not. We didn't want to go. Well, okay.
well, we're
Going that way.
going that way. It's fine. Long way around the circle.
All right.
As funny as it would be to have a pet heist bird, I would not be a responsible parrot owner. They need a crap ton of time, and I just couldn't give a bird the amount of time that they need. They wouldn't be happy with me as their owner. So instead, I've just got a couple doggos.
Doggos is good people.
Doggos are good people. I like both my doggos. They're very good.
You lay on the brakes
I am
there,
a-
Chief.
Yeah, I'm on
I
them.
am
All right.
allergic to doggos.
I am
Oh,
too,
no.
but you know, that's. I just snort myself some Flonase every morning, and I take some Zyrtec every evening, and I only sneeze sometimes.
Just Benadryl shots every day, all day.
Pretty much.
Gross.
Nice. And there you go.
We've hit volume 2 in the soundtrack, folks. We've made it to that point in the evening. What about cats? I'm also allergic to cats, but I used to live with 3. When I lived with my sister and a friend of mine, she's got 3 cats that are hilarious. I love cats too. I'm equal opportunity enjoying pets, so.
Well, fish.
Love to see it.
Well, fish are a little boring, but they're still nice.
Go ahead and pull on ahead.
You don't sound very convincing. I don't think you like fish.
Well, you know, they're kind of whatever. Parrots are so goddamn annoying. Listen to one right now. Yeah, there's also that. Why is there a caboose up there? Because pharma.
Somebody really had to ask? Of course it was Pharma.
Right. Yes, it is. It is nearly.
Nobody else does that.
It's nearly 1 a.m. Yeah, which means that we're almost.
Pull on ahead.
We're almost gonna be done here. I think. I want to be heading to bed by about 1. So, sometime in the next 15
I
minutes,
was
we'll be
just
calling
gonna
this thing.
say that.
Yeah. I don't know
people.
how Clown and you are doing on laying track. So.
I'm just cutting down trees. I need to finish scouting this whole line. Because it needs
I'm
to have a
getting
turn
there.
off towards the coal mine. Well, a Y actually. No, we don't need a Y between the refinery, oil field, and coal mine, right?
It shouldn't.
One ahead.
Yeah,
Catnip,
well, you don't
yes.
have to worry about them for turning around on, because I put a big Y down there at the smelter and nobody turns around on it.
Catnip, I've seen your awful emoji. Yes, I have. Great locomotive chase when? At some point. That would actually be fun to do, but maybe when we get higher speeds.
One ahead. Need a voice thing that makes it sound like I'm talking on a radio.
Right. My Discord says I sleep till 11. No, my Discord said I slept till 11 because I got up for work and then proceeded to have to do work stuff for like the first 3 hours of the day today. It's kind of awful.
Gross.
I know,
He doesn't live on Discord like the rest of us.
doing my job. I try to live on Discord to do my other job that's not my job while I do my job if I can. But today my job was really demanding. And ultimately, that is the job that pays me to exist. So,
For now.
for now, knock on wood. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, I mean, hey, the goal is to get 20 million subscribers, right?
20 million? Yeah, that's a casual amount.
Well, yeah, you should make enough money to support yourself off of that.
Off of
assuming
20
you don't
million?
go
Yeah,
Everyone's
20,
got 20 million.
20 million subs should probably be enough money, yeah. I don't know. I've thought about doing, enabling the, like, paid sub feature for extra fun bennies on the channel if people want to do that or something like that, or coming up with some ES&D merch, because that'd be hilarious, I think, but I don't know.
Yes.
There's other ways to make a little bit of cash other than just straight subs and ad revenue.
So,
which I thought about
if I
pursuing, but-
design the ES&D merch, I get a cut of the profits, right?
I mean, possibly. if that's an arrangement that we would make in a binding legal contract, but you know, having moved merch for a rock band, believe me, it doesn't pay that well. But
I'm just messing.
could always do
Uh-huh.
Patreon. That's true.
I get a
I
cut of them
could
big
always do a
streamer
Patreon.
profits, right?
YouTube has its own kind of Patreon function, which is what I was alluding to first. But
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
that's
channel
fucking
members
awesome.
or something like that.
channel members, yeah,
They take a nice big cut.
I'm sure they do. But Patreon does too. It's probably less of a cut on Patreon, but.
I don't know.
If I could get anything as if money is not an object, what would I get? Ooh. It doesn't have to be a train. Ooh. It's always a fun question. I don't know. There's too many different things that are out there. It's hard to
I
say.
got one.
My guitarist brain is really, really tempted to just say a 1959 Les Paul or 1960 Les Paul.
Nah,
just
dude. I got
just
one.
for the fun of it, but
I know exactly what I would get.
this question wasn't
Personal
directed to
chef.
you in your stream,
Personal
but
chef.
It's just talks over
I'm
heists.
it's
married.
fine. I like cooking, unlike Mikely apparently. So anyway,
No, you know how much food a personal chef could cook you?
I mean an amount of food.
Yes, but the amount of tasty food that a personal chef knows how to make is absurd.
Lots.
You should.
That's why
You
you
should.
marry a
Especially
chef.
if money's not an issue.
Also, they said thing, and now all I know is that you just treat people as objects. Maybe you shouldn't be head moderator.
Ah. You know what? It's almost 1 a.m. I deserve some amount of leeway.
Not when you jump over Heist for his own question to answer it
It's
for him.
fine. It's fine. Mikely was like, "Oh, Heist is talking about dumb guitar stuff. Let me talk about being a fucking glutton."
Yes, food. I am hungry.
Oof.
Anyway,
Mickley, seed your own chat to ask you that question next time. There you go.
Yes, I'll ask it to myself in my own chat because there's nobody there. I don't even know why I'm streaming.
For clout or something. I don't
The
know.
building point of view. I don't know. Stream hours. Some
I
people were watching
I think
it.
the original idea was the build POV.
That's what you sold it as, yeah. Back in the day.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, it must have been forever ago now. Basically a year.
People are now saying they just got off work and good morning. What did you miss? Most of the stream. We're probably going to get down to the smelter, dump off this iron ore, and sign off. Mickley has been building track from the refinery to the spawn yard. We looked at the awesome bridge that Mickley made. And Clown's been laying track from the coal mine, and Wings has been building the coal mine yard. Excuse me. And Wings has been messing about with the freight depot at the peak of the map. So stop it with the copy
simulator.
pasta. 27 derails. Wow, you've never derailed ever. That's cool.
Are you not playing the game?
I haven't derailed in real life either. Knock on wood. Knocks on wood. Knocks on wood. So, anyway. What do I think about the gas turbines? They're kind of a hilarious thing. That bridge is pretty big. Is it a boy? No. Carl said no.
Carl doesn't say much these days, Dice.
Carl's
Honestly,
dead to me.
I
Carl's
don't
no
know.
longer in the circle of trust.
I don't know why it's like that.
I'm going to declare
swear.
Carl excommunicado.
Got no choice.
You've left me no. I wish I had that man's voice. His
Oh,
voice
man.
is
It's
just
amazing.
a thing.
Very, very good actor.
Yes.
Haven't gotten to that one either.
I need to watch all of Deadwood still. I've watched one
Ooh,
episode, and
Same.
if you want to talk about stuff that the Colorado Rare Museum train crew quotes, it is just Deadwood. Deadwood and Blazing Saddles, but I've got Blazing Saddles down pat, but yeah. And he's in there as some badass dude, and yeah, his yeah, good stuff. Could start quoting.
And if you know exactly why you get pinged, don't complain about it. It's your own fault. I see you're aware of the catnip phenomenon, yeah?
Yes, I'm aware. He's got like 4014 or 4000. He's got a big boy road number in his unique, like actual just number string name. So the pings tossed it out. Yeah, I know that I know, and I know that he knows, despite him playing dumb in chat right now. It is good to troll people. What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Honestly, I am
Love
still
it.
so genuinely pleased at how well the April Fool's troll worked out.
That was pretty good.
As long as it's not a YouTube video, it's fine.
Right. I had to put April Fools in the tag, and I still get comments here and there that are like, "Oh my god, this is great." It's like, no.
Discord be like, last I heard they're adding standard gauge.
Pretty much. Era. Oh, I could not pronounce your name. Sorry. Too bad the game doesn't have manual signalers like in the early 1830s. I think 1830 is a little too early for that. But anyway, signal box with 50 levers, for example, where one person controlled everything. We're going to have mechanical interlockings at some point, yes. So we will have some flavor of that in-game eventually. Not yet, but it's in the plan now.
That would be really cool.
As soon as we had precedent for narrow gauge signals, I was like, yeah, no, we're doing that. People would love it for multiplayer purposes regardless. It'll make dealing with your yards easier. It'll make dealing with Ys and crossovers and everything way easier. You know, you throw one switch instead of a bunch, and then it adds dynamic gameplay. If you play on a big server with a lot of people where you've got a big yard that people are switching and running trains through, you could actually have someone at the interlocking tower. I mean, it's just, there's so much opportunity for cool gameplay there that I think it's worth pursuing. And then, obviously, now there's also historical precedent for a 3-foot gauge railroad to have it. So, put some wood in the firebox.
Yes?
I am slightly biased. I designed signals, so everyone's telling me to put more wood in. Tristan, you want to load up the firebox here? I was just gonna let it die because we're parking here. We're just running it with no wood in the box. It's another good way to blow up your locomotive, but you know.
You fueled up, Captain.
Thank you. Captain Jack Sparrow. Man, brakes are hard. I'm looking forward to the day that we get straight air brakes all the way through the train and you can just slap a valve and the train stops instantaneously.
Then do we get to model the cars according into each other?
Well, if it's straight air all the way through the train, they probably wouldn't accordion, but maybe they would. Depends on propagation.
Do we add in manually hooking up the air brakes? Like Derail Valley?
I don't know. I think that could be fun.
Sounds like an extra fun step.
It'll probably be with a removed step of couplers doing things, so, you know. Okay.
Mickley, you rich yet?
In real life or in game?
The one that I care about.
$6,000.
Nice.
Look at that. You could buy a choo-choo next time.
I could buy a choo-choo this time if I wanted.
You could, but I think it's time to end on this bombshell, unless you guys have
Have you
stuff.
dropped the save?
I just did.
You can't end yet.
What do I gotta wait for?
Me.
Okay, well, just let us know when.
I have just put in a big, massive spine, and I've just got to go back and clean out the mess that's underneath it.
QMA for shame on this model of the Eureka with the hex head bolts. They're all perfectly lined up.
Ooh.
I don't think he made that model.
QMA did make this model. The Eureka? Yeah, it's going to be updated at some point, but no, the model that's in game is QMA's.
Did not know that.
Yep. QMA made the two porters, the Climax, and Eureka.
Who made the cookie? Because that's been well modeled.
That's Randolph 1924.
So we
AKA
can expect
Tyler.
good things for the UV and P moguls. All right.
Yes, we can.
Good. I want them to be done well. I already threatened to bribe Daniel to do it if Randolph wasn't going to get it done faster.
This actually would be a good thumbnail.
If anyone hasn't checked out the Railroads Online Discord in a while, there's a new channel called the Ready Track, where there's tons of really cool pictures of the rolling stock and locomotives coming to the game, and infrastructure coming to the game soon. So if you want to go give that a cursory look, please do, because wow, are they look good looking.
Talking like he's the community manager, man. Coached him right through that. That was great. Yes, no, Tristan's totally right. We just recently added that channel. That channel's for finished models that are ready to be implemented. So we post a lot of stuff in modeling progress, but a lot of times things get paused on implementation side of things, or on texturing or unwrapping and all the unfun parts. So we have a number of locomotives that are modeled or, you know, far along in the process, but they need to be textured or finished up to get placed into the game. So that channel shows you everything that is ready to be stabbed in by QMA. So
Stabbed is a technical programming term.
It is. Tossed in, put in, implemented. Do I make this the thumbnail with John Railroadson sticking his head out the window?
That's John Railroadson.
John Railroadson sticking his head out the window of the Eureka.
Okay, be ready
That's
for a
right.
rage
You
spike.
guys named him.
Somebody else named him and said that he should be called John Railroadson, and I thought it was hilarious, so I went with it.
Drop a save, please, Heis.
Okay,
Love it.
save dropped. I'm still backing up the hill here. I guess we'll get to the sawmill, we'll tie down, and we'll call it there.
And I have got the yard up here with a big loop turnaround completed. And I fit the... And I could have even made it even wider, but I've got a 25-degree corner in here for the turnaround. It could have even been bigger.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Probably just cut the brakes and let this thing roll down the hill. If we don't make it up to the mill, it'll have a dead stop again like it did when we started the stream.
No, we were able to start from a stop at the sawmill.
Yeah, I was saying if we had to stop right here, it's
Oh, yeah,
no-
yeah.
no go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make it up to the sawmill. That'd be good.
It's John Railroadson, S-E-N at the end, but yeah.
How could they not know? Come on.
How dare they not know from based on pronunciation and not being a part of the Discord? And he's not quite as tall as Brett, but he still clips his head through. Because I have seen my buddy Brett stand in the Eureka's tender like this before, and his chin is at the roof just about, so... But... So that puts John Railroadson at about 5'10", 6 foot. He's rather average. He's got a large poofy hat.
It's
Isn't there-
that strange model that I've seen, isn't it?
Yes, that is that strange
Yes.
model that you've seen is Brett.
We can't hurt
They're-
you.
Is that going to make it into the game? Because that needs to make it into the game.
Well, that's what we're planning on. Hopefully, he won't actually be 6'7" though, because that'll be the wrong way. People will be complaining about even clipping even further through the cabs. Because
Wouldn't it be
yeah.
better if he was 6'7" though, just so people understood how
that's-
tall a real person is?
Yeah,
6'7" and have him leaning over
yeah. The
like a gorilla.
as we always tell Brett, he's a standard gauge man in a narrow gauge world. So yeah, he can't walk underneath any of the chandeliers in any of the passenger cars without ducking. He doesn't fit through any of the cab doors on any of the locomotives without severely ducking. They're built small, so. I mean, shoot, I'm average, and I've domed myself on one of the lamps in the Rico before. I found that out the hard way. I've always assumed that I could walk under all of them.
5'7" or 5'8".
5'10" in the States, what I've always heard. But anyway, here we are at the sawmill.
It's on Google. You can search it. The average height for each country. And
Someone
I'm
has
pretty sure it's
suggested we have a
5'8".
character model for each dev.
That'd be a little silly.
This
Anyways.
is at the point.
We're all stopped here. We're tied down. We're saved. That's going to be it for tonight, everyone. It is late, and I've got to do my real job tomorrow still. So,
Yeah. Good
Thanks,
night.
everybody.
good night,
night and
everyone.
goodbye.
Thanks for watching. One last panic
Bye-bye.
save just in case. And here we